I was about to have to start sending my kid money, and then they, changed it so they were going to pay the military.
Cool, dude. Righteous move.
Yeah, but he was they're taking care of it now. I was like, hey, if you need anything, just let me know.
Yeah. It's hard to scratch out like a normal living on E3 pay.
No, he's an E4.
E4?
Yeah.
I know I was an E5 and I was paycheck.
Yeah. Oh, what do I do? Broken computer.
You did, and they did.
Oh, and you guys just shuffled it on the last guy in the ring?
Do what?
You guys gave me the broken computer.
Oh,
Oh,
no.
I don't know. I would probably had to fix mine. I think we're all good.
You must have got mine. The one
Was Charles
got the yellow and
the
accents.
was that or the broken chair we saw block?
Yeah, which
I'm
one?
kind of fidgety, so you don't want me to be in the.
I don't know.
She get you a milk crate.
Well, at least they took mine away every time.
I think they fixed it.
Because I can't touch the ground anyway, so.
Mine had like
Don't lean back.
Half the time I end up in the chair, I can't touch the ground.
That's awesome.
Well, no, I just
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? I'm sorry.
it's okay.
Our room on the side.
You ordered everything else. Wolf on
Thank you.
I think you did. Don't look any older, Jeff.
Raging backwards, my friend.
Good. That. No. Thank you. I don't feel it. You feel like it's good.
Right, we can start with the Good evening and welcome. Just a couple of things. If you'd like to speak, the little sign-up sheets are over there for you to sign up if you'd like to speak on the topic. And we'll need those prior to the meeting starting. And we usually start with an invocation, so we're going to start with that. Great. And Mr. Councilman Hawkins will take care of this tonight.
Please join me in prayer. Heavenly Father, we thank you that you are God that answers prayers. Father, for 2 years, many have been praying for the release of those hostages in Israel. Father, today we can truly say that prayer has been answered. We thank you, Father, for that blessing. We thank you, Father, also for the blessing of this city, the blessing of the people that have come here this evening. Pray, Father, that you will watch over them, guide them. We give thanks for them, each and every one. Father, be with us this evening as we go through our agenda. Guide us and direct us, that we might continue to glorify your name. In Jesus' name we pray.
Amen. Amen. All right. We'll call this meeting to order at 6:30 p.m. And we'll start with the pledge.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one indivisible.
All right. So we're going to start tonight with our reports, presentations, and proclamations. And we're going to start with our first proclamation tonight. And this is a presentation of our proclamation in recognition of Domestic Violence Awareness Month to the Crisis Center of Comal County. Proclamation reads: whereas domestic violence victims are not confined to any group or groups of people and does not disseminate based on socioeconomic status, gender, or age. And whereas domestic violence is a systematic use of physical, emotional, sexual, psychological, and economic abuse and control that violates any individual's privacy, dignity, security, and humanity. And whereas domestic violence victims exhibit astounding strength, courage, and resilience as they overcome significant barriers to escape domestic violence. And whereas domestic violence victims served by the Crisis Center of Comal County are viewed as more than a statistic. They are a family member, a neighbor, a co-worker, and a friend whose torturous struggle has affected our society as a whole, making the journey of prevention essential towards ending the debilitating cycle of domestic violence. And whereas Domestic Violence Awareness Month is a time to remember and honor victims by guiding them to safety, nurturing their healing, and securing their freedom by providing them hope through a safety net of services that include crisis shelters, child care, counseling, legacy advocacy, and case management. Now, therefore, I, Helen Hayes, Mayor of the City of Bulverde, on behalf of the City Council, do hereby proclaim the month of October 2025 as Domestic Violence Awareness Month, and encourage our citizens to join the Crisis Center of Comal County, allied professionals, and domestic violence survivors in mourning the many lives lost to domestic violence, and to celebrate our unified progress that could not have been made without the strength of our connection and victim advocacy. Proclaimed this 14th day of October 2025.
And any law enforcement, I welcome you guys. You're our part of the team. So you want to come up for? Thank you guys. Yeah. They're our partners. Without them, we wouldn't fix it. Come on. But y'all gotta even out. Put y'all on the side.
All of it.
I didn't know I was gonna put you on the spot.
We're always ready.
And you are for us too.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, City Council. Thank you, everyone. Last year in Comal County, we just found out we lost two victims. But our numbers went down overall in Texas from 205 to 161. So that's awareness work. In the last year, the Crisis Center served over 1,300 clients, and 70% of those that we sheltered were kids. So we're at this work every single day. But we're really excited because in a few months, we'll hold the keys to our brand new shelter, which will now have 90 beds instead of 24. And we provided 36,000 services last year. So we expect that same numbers to triple. As I mentioned, we want to honor those whose lives mattered. On the 28th, it's in New Braunfels. I realize that's far away for some of y'all, but we'd love to have you there. The invitations are over there. And I'll end with a PSA. If you or someone you know needs help, reach out to us. We're ready for us. Thank you.
To be presentation of a proclamation in recognition of Hill Country Night Sky Month to the Comal County Friends of Night Sky. Whereas the aesthetic beauty and wonder of star-filled skies are the heritage of all humankind and locally to the inhabitants of city of Bulverde, and are therefore worthy of celebration. And whereas preserving the rich historic heritage and starry night skies of Bulverde is important to its residents, and whereas light pollution, which is wasted light that performs no function or task, and artificial light that goes where it is not supposed to go, is created by glare, light, trespass, sky glow, and overlighting. And whereas the historical view of the night skies has been eroding in many nearby areas, and generations are growing up with limited, if any, view of the wonders of the universe. And whereas solving the problem of light pollution involves making better use of outdoor lighting to direct light down to where it is needed instead of upward into the sky, putting outdoor lights on timers and using outdoor lighting only where necessary. And whereas the regional effort of the Comal County Friends of the Night Sky and the preservation and celebration of our night skies is worthy of a month-long celebration. Now therefore, I, Helen Hayes, Mayor of the City of Bulverde, on behalf of the City Council, do hereby proclaim the month of October 25 as Hill Country Night Sky Month, and encourage citizens to learn about light pollution and why it matters, night sky friendly lighting and lighting regulations, and to implement practices and lighting improvements that will reduce light pollution, thereby preserving our night sky. Proclaim this 14th day of October 2025. Right, yay.
Well, thank you, Mayor Hayes and City Council. And I have these cards at the table, but we would like for Comal County to look like this and not like this. So this has our website on it. And I wanted to let you know that on Thursday night, October 23rd, we have a member that's a movie maker, and she's going to be filming or showing the films The Stars at Night at the Family Amendment Family Library from 6:30 to 8, and it's about a 40-minute film. So please join us.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Right. 2C, presentation of a proclamation in recognition of Drug-Free Pain Management Awareness Month to Taproot Chiropractic and Wellness. Proclamation, whereas prescription opioid use and abuse leading to addiction and catastrophic outcomes remains a national crisis, with the leading cause of injury, death in the United States being drug overdose, and a majority of the deaths from drug overdose, deaths involving an opioid. And whereas approximately 125 million opioid prescriptions were dispensed to American patients in 2024, and nearly 8.6 million Americans 12 years and older reported misusing prescription opioids in the past year. And whereas prescription opioids are often recommended for low back, neck, and musculoskeletal pain management, and an estimated 80% of all Americans will experience some form of back pain during their lifetime. And whereas doctors of chiropractic DCs are educated and trained to effectively address spinal and neuromusculoskeletal pain with non-surgical, non-drug management, and the Bulletin of the World Health Organization has established recommendations to manage low back pain initially with non-pharmaceutical interventions, such as spinal manipulation, chiropractic adjustments, while avoiding opioids, spinal injections, and surgery. And whereas a recent study in spine concludes spinal manipulation, otherwise known as a chiropractic adjustment, to provide safer benefits than pharmacological or invasive interventions. Now therefore, I, Helen Hayes, Mayor of the City of Bulverde, on behalf of the City Council, do hereby proclaim the month of October 2025 as Drug-Free Pain Management Awareness Month, in support of the goals of ending opioid use and misuse and advancing utilization and accessibility of drug-free chiropractic care. Proclaim this 14th day of October 2025.
Well, good afternoon, everybody. We thank you to the mayor and all the city for giving this to Taproot Chiropractic and wellness and recognition of drug-free pain management awareness month. Together, we come together to celebrate a shared commitment to help our community find relief, healing, and hope without dependence of prescription drugs. Chronic pain affects millions throughout the chiropractic care, physical therapy, and other holistic approaches that we can empower people to take control of the health, safety, and natural ability that we have to do so without relying on prescription medication. So this proclamation is more than just a statement. It's a promise to support education, access, innovation, and drug-free care. And thank you to all our dedicated professionals here and within our own Taproot community. And I'm sorry, who make this mission possible. Together we can build a healthier, stronger, and pain-free future. So thank you.
So moving on, so these are ones that we are really proud to do. Recognition of police officer Adam James for 5 years of service to the city of Bulverde. The city of Bulverde, Texas proudly recognizes Officer Adam James for 5 years of distinguished service, dedication, and loyalty to the city of Bulverde. Presented with gratitude by the City Council of Bulverde, October 14th, 2025. And if we can get on the rest of the department as well.
We're gonna do family first. Yeah. So we're gonna. Sure. Everybody was prepared except for Aaron. I got a call. Thanks, Chief.
Hey, again, for y'all color ones back.
Now a funny one. So I would just like to say thank you to my fellow officers, Chief, Lieutenant Ledford. Thank you to the City Council and City Manager and Mayor. Thank you guys. It's been a pleasure to be working here for these years, and it's been a lot of fun. So I hope for many more years. Thank you guys.
Thank you. So we're going to move on to our reports. 2E, Police Department Summary of September 2025 activities.
I think he might be after my job.
I think he's the first officer to ever actually give a speech. Congratulations, good job, thank you. You have before you the September monthly report. In the month of September 2025, the Bulverde Police Department responded to a total of 1,036 calls for service. Had a total of 12 arrests, 18 crashes that they actually investigated and did the crash report on. Unfortunately, one of them was a fatality on Highway 46. Average speed citation over limit was 19 miles an hour on Highway 281, on Highway 46, 16.4, on FM 1863, 20.5, and everywhere else in the city averaged almost 20 miles an hour over the speed limit. I'd be glad to answer any questions that you might have, any comments, questions, concerns. We are pulling together the final numbers for National Night Out. Looks like about 700 to 800 people across the city participating in all the events.
Great.
Nice.
Awesome.
Thank you to you and your department for taking us around that night. We really enjoyed it, and we really got to go out and meet with a lot of nice people out there. I do have one question also. Let's talk about the trucks on the roads. I know I keep bringing it Can you just give me an idea of what we're doing out there, the trucks that we have going in Persimmon Hill, and then also through traffic, the through fairs?
So Bulverde Road is the main thoroughfare where the no-through trucks are allowed, but if there is a local delivery, we have to let them in. That's basically the way that was written, the way the ordinance was written. As far as the trucks over Persimmon Hill, I mean, obviously there's a lot of construction going on in the city, and especially over on that side next to Persimmon Hill and Brand Road area over there. We're out there doing enforcement from a standpoint of any traffic violations, but there is no through trucks ordinance for that area. And with all the construction that we have going on over that way, Centennial Ridge, Bell Oaks, and the new, what's the other one coming in there? Something going, Thornburg. Yeah, I mean, there's going to be a lot of traffic over there. And unfortunately, you know, we can do enforcement from a standpoint of any violations that we observe, but there's no through truck ordinance that we can enforce over there. There's nothing that keeps them off the roadways that I'm aware of.
So we're just doing some extra patrols over there.
Correct. Correct.
Great.
Any other comments, questions,
I
concerns?
had a question on calls for service.
Sure.
I noticed that probably 9 months ago, it looked like we were knocking on the door at 1,500 calls for service a month. And now the trend is over the last few months, it's trended back down towards 1,000, 1,100. Any thoughts on?
We've been down 4 officers for a while now, so that's probably why you're seeing that decline.
Those calls are out there, you just can't respond to them.
No, we're responding to it. It's just that, like, for instance, I've explained before, where if someone requests an extra patrol for their residents while they're off on vacation, whatever the case may be, or if we have some crime in that area, you know, something's going on, we had a burglary or a couple burglaries, we'll put extra patrol in that area. It's just less officers on the street right now. There's less guys doing calls for service, basically.
I have,
Go ahead.
sorry, I have 2 questions. Am I reading this correctly that there were no municipal court cases filed
From CID.
from CID?
From CID.
Okay.
So there were no crimes reports taken on the street. They ended up being resolved with a municipal court citation.
Gotcha.
They went
Okay.
to CID.
Gotcha. And what is a blue form crash?
Basically, it's self-report. So we have, technically, they took away the blue forms in the state of Texas, but we still do self-reporting from a standpoint of exchanging information. We have forms that we give to individuals for minor crashes where there's no injury, in lieu of doing a full-blown crash report, which takes probably each officer, on average, probably 20 minutes to complete just one report
Okay.
when it's sent into the state.
Okay. And then last but not least, the financial report made reference to some higher than usual costs on the police cars because of some accidents. Is everyone okay?
Yeah, there were no injuries to any
Okay.
officers. I'm not really sure which one we're talking about there, because we had one crash where an officer was in pursuit of an individual and they ended up causing damage to the car.
Okay.
That's the only one I can think of.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure. I knew it.
Sure. Yeah, and that was a lot of damage to that car,
Okay.
unfortunately.
Councilman
So that-
Freeland?
So that fatal crash I was reading the report, it was a hydroplane on
Correct.
46?
One of the few days we had rain, Yeah.
Whereabouts was that? Do you know?
right there by, what's the one where, the Mission, Anhalt Road that goes up towards the Mission there?
Okay, I was wondering if it was more Tweety one line.
No,
The construction.
No, there's a gradual turn right there.
Yeah,
And the the vehicle that hydroplaned was a pickup truck. So probably coming around that turn, a little bit of a brake, maybe a little bit of gas, not really sure. Caused the back tires to hydroplane up. He spun sideways, hit another car, but the other car that was coming the opposite direction hit right on his passenger side. And his wife was in the vehicle right there.
wow, horrible. Okay, that answered my question. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Any other comments, questions, concerns?
How are you doing with open records requests? Are you getting buried?
We're buried with open records.
It's overwhelming.
Yeah, and some of them shouldn't really, in my opinion, be happening at this point. We have a court case, and this is a big one that is overwhelming us right now. And Sandra can probably tell you about it as well too. The guy got a citation like 3.5, 4 years ago through the municipal court. A simple possession of drug paraphernalia and no insurance. Am I correct? Right. All Class C violations, all should have been handled already, and they have not been. And for some reason, this guy keeps giving us open records requests even after we were ready to fill those open records requests. And all he's doing is just trying to bog us down and buy time, hoping eventually the judge or the prosecutor will dismiss the case.
So with that being said, these are evidently bad faith records.
Correct.
So is there anything we can do to mitigate that?
If they've already been responded to and you've already filled the request and you have to fill out the certification that this request is already filled.
Okay, but new requests done in a different manner from basically the same information. Obviously, somebody just trying to keep clawing and clawing. Is there anything that we can do to bat those away legally?
No.
Because I know FOIA, I know it's open records, but I understand with FOIA, if a request is made in bad faith, then they can get denied. There's nothing in the open records that will.
No.
So in my opinion, what will fix this is if the prosecutor judge brings this guy in, brings him to trial. Look, this has been dragging on for 4 years. Here's a trial date. If you're not here, I mean, he's had warrants back and forth several times, probably 3 or 4 times, Sandra, at least. He never showed up, got warrants, showed up back to court, said, Judge, I'm here to answer to my cause here, you know, and then he withdraws the warrants, gives him time to come back to court, and then he starts hitting with all that open records requests again. And a lot of them are the same open record requests we've been getting for the last 4 years.
Well, if you do the load shed, things get really hairy over there. I would say those are the requests that we want on the bottom stack. I empathize. I just want to check with you on that.
Yeah, I mean, we still have to respond to them, and we do. Sandra does a great job keeping up with that stuff for us. It's just that everyone you get, you still have to look at it and compare it to the last one and make sure that he got everything and that he didn't slide something in there that wasn't there before, because then that gives him a cause to come here and say, well, I didn't get this. You know?
And you have to treat every request.
Gotcha.
All right.
Anything else? Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, finance?
Mayor, council. Okay, so I'm gonna jump around a little bit. Revenues this year to date, we've collected, right about 103.64% of collections of revenue at $9.912,289. The higher than budgeted numbers. We did get the insurance proceeds for the vehicles that we had the repairs. Planning permits, investment interest, and our ad valorem property taxes at 98.59%. So that's pretty good. Our expenditures for the year are at 86.10%, with a total of $8,005,280. For the month of August, it was pretty normal with the exception of the PD vehicles that we had repaired, and then we had some asphalt repair that were bigger invoices that we paid. Our interest income, so for the month of September, we had $23,586.79. And you'll notice that in the month of September, which I'll talk about this next month a little more in detail, I've transferred money from the municipal court security fund and the municipal court technology fund to reimburse the general fund for like all the improvements we have here with the new monitors and the security things that we have in place. And that. And our sales tax year to date, we've increased our revenue by $225,000, which is 7.15% over fiscal year 24, which is 17.95% of the fiscal year 25 budget. That number does include the $134,000 for the audit income. Take that out, we're $91,162 or 2.9% over fiscal year 24 and 13.27% over the budgeted number for fiscal year 2025.
Thank you for all the details.
Nothing? Okay. Thank you, Sharon.
You're welcome.
Appreciate it. Don, Public Works?
Good evening, Mayor and Council. I'd like to start off with the highlight of this morning, which was we held the ribbon cutting ceremony for the new playground at the Bulverde Community Park. The event went very well. I want to thank everyone who attended. Mayor Hayes, several council members were there, city manager, city staff. I also want to give a special thank you to our Bulverde Chamber of Commerce for hosting the ribbon cutting, and to our Parks and Rec Board for being there as well and being a good support to our community. Just a little information regarding the playground. Completed within about 4 to 4.5 weeks with a few setbacks. But the most important part of the playground is it did come in their budget by $11,500. Even with all the hiccups, we spent no money out of our pocket. So that was a big plus on that. On the infrastructure side, we continue to do regular right-of-way mowing, drainage work, and safety improvements. Part of the safety improvements are site distance issues. We cleared out Setting Sun and Blue Sky Drive, Indian Creek and Bulverde Road. One of the biggest projects we did this past September was clearing out about 175 feet of High Line and Flat Rock. We noticed that it was just bad, that intersection, you couldn't really peek out until you were halfway across the road in order to turn right. So my guy spent approximately about a week out there taking care of that. One of the other issues that we came across was Wiley Road, the school flasher. We were getting calls on it that the flasher wasn't working. My guys went out there, adjusted the light bulbs on it to make sure that they were noticeable. They were working, they just weren't adjusted correctly. So we worked on that. We've also been working very closely with our roadway asset services to verify pavement condition indexes. So we'll be finalizing our 2026 street maintenance plan, which will hopefully we'll present in November council. So this program will continue to outline what our next round of streets are and our maintenance and preservation priorities based on pavement condition rating. As y'all know, back in August, we had an issue with our lift station at 749 Singing Creek. So with coordination with the PEC, GBRA, the HOA, our attorney as well, we were able to stop that lift station from powering off. I do want to give out a shout out to Beth Konecki with the PEC. She was instrumental in getting their staff not to turn the power off, so which allowed us to give us time to go ahead and move forward with that power station. Lastly, our department has been very active with the community and regional partners. We've been meeting with the Regional 12 Flood Planning Group, PEC. We went to Marble Falls for safety training, our Christmas Festival Committee. Thank you. And also TxDOT area and assistant area engineers and maintenance section supervisors. We met with them a few weeks ago with the city manager to go over projects that are on the books and projects that are not on the books that hopefully we can get on the books, but just other projects within the city and the surrounding city that we can perhaps partner with and help just to build that communication. But that's my presentation. Does anybody have any questions for me?
Did you get all the electrical figured out in the gazebo down there? You started ripping into the playground?
Yeah, well, that was one of the setbacks on it. You know, if you ever go out to the park and if you had X-ray vision and looked underneath the ground, there's so much conduit out there, so much irrigation lines as well, that unfortunately it just tipped it nicked that conduit, which took the power out. Yeah.
Was it like 120 amp breaker for the whole gazebo or something?
It was a 120 amp breaker. So there's 4 separate breakers for each outlet.
Right.
And the conduit that you hit happened to be 2 of the 4 outlets at the gazebo. So we were able to get them out there to get them to fix that. And it was on their dime. I mean, it was just unfortunate they hit it. They were very respectful and helpful in getting that fixed. So they were able to get that done. So we did that. We had music in the park. There was a little bit of issue with that, but I mean, we successfully got music in the park going. So if you go out there today, some of y'all have been out there. The playground looks good. The area that the contractor used almost looked like they didn't use it because we planted some seed out there, so the grass is growing. So the kids have been playing on the playground since I think the day after they took the gate off. So yeah, we've been fortunate for that. So we're really happy about that.
Great. I had a question about those street repairs. I have a large amount, that 24,000. Was that?
Yes.
Where were those? I mean,
So some of those were on it's Wildcat and Highline Drive. Basically, what we had 4B paving go out there, and what they do is they go out and cut about 2 feet off of the pavement edge for a lot of the edge faders that we've had and repair those. Unfortunately, $24,000 doesn't get us much. So part of our payment assessment includes some of that edge failure and edge repair, because we've noticed on our data that we received back from our pavement assessment, we noticed that we have a lot of edge failures. Some of the streets good, but it's just that edge failure that we've noticed that it's just deteriorated, so we're addressing that. And the cost on that, I mean, when I went out there, looked at it, I'm like, this is all we get? It's just a lot of money for very little. Yeah. We rather put the money in our road maintenance program and save that money for just a regular, everyday pothole that we get.
No, that answers my question. I didn't know what kind of the scope of what it was. You said it's edge repair.
It's edge repair, yeah. And if you notice, a lot of the streets that we have edge repair, cracking along that edge line that really needs to be beefed up. And that's part of the assessment that we're doing.
Did your text out, I'm so sorry.
Go ahead.
Did your text out meetings address the status of the 46 project?
Yes, as a matter of fact, Highway 46, they're anticipating completion of that project October of 2026. So by this time next year, they should be complete. Now that is an estimated time frame. Mother Nature could decide something different. It could rain for the next 5 months and delay that project, or it not, and they just stay on time and finish and complete the project by October 26th.
So it seems like there's road, a lot of stuff shut off, and then days go by where there's absolutely nothing happening. We got calls from a couple of people last week wondering how come there's actually no work going on. Is that inspections? What's that about?
It could be inspections, but on projects this size, even and the perception people have when they drive on the road and say, well, there's nobody here. The project extends from, I think, about a mile east all the way to, what is it, Fair Hills? Yeah, Far Hills, right? So it's a good amount of projects. So although they may not be doing something somewhere else, they may be working on something that they are working on, but they are progressing on the project. And of course, there's many aspects of project. You got culverts, you got concrete work, you got asphalt work, you got handrails that you have to rely on. So it's a coordinated project, for TxDOT to handle all different contractors, but by October 26th is what their timeline should be.
Okay, thank you.
I have a question.
Yes.
Who maintains underneath the overpass right there at 281 and 1860?
That would be under the control of San Antonio River Authority. And I've reached out to them regarding their clearing of that area, and haven't been successful as far as like
San Antonio River Authority?
Yes.
It wouldn't be zero.
It's because it is a river. It would be San Antonio River Authority. Now, if it was
What's your, I'm talking about the underpass at 1863 and 281.
Oh, no, that is the Texas. I'm sorry. I was thinking of
Okay.
the bridge on.
Oh, the simple.
Yeah, Sybil, I'm sorry.
Totally correct.
Yeah. I'm so sorry. I was good balance. That one,
Sure.
that one is bad. That one is cleared out. So yes, 18. Yes, it would be TxDOT. And they've also, I think they've mentioned that they've sent out their traffic engineers to hopefully set the timings on those.
They did. They're doing the study for it.
Yeah, but we can notify TxDOT to see the cleaning underneath.
I'll call.
I have a question. So,
Yes.
so you mentioned the lift station. Do we have any timing on resolution?
Yeah, we've already received the documentation that states that the city is a responsible party for that lift station, and it is ours. We have actually have placed that city of Bulverde as a responsible party with PEC, so it is under our responsibility. So we're moving forward with that. So, and we've sent this over to our attorney and stuff and review.
We'll have it finished up here pretty quick. I'm still reviewing it.
Yeah, we made sure that we weren't going to do anything unless we had something in black and white to show that we're the responsible party.
Right. Okay.
Mind you, that bill is not bad.
Yeah.
It's not bad at all. All right, anybody else?
Yeah.
Okay, great, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, 2H, Parks and Recreation.
Good evening.
Good evening.
All right, so yeah, the toddler's pay structure is up and ready. We were there this morning. I'm so excited. It's great, and I'm happy that it came under the budget. That's awesome. At the last meeting, we approved 2 park special use permits. One was for the Holiday Hunger Run, Walk 5K, and the other was for the His Dinner Turkey Trot. Both are Bulverde traditions with a long-standing history of success for their organizations. One asked for fees being waived for the park facilities, the other did not. So a question arose that night if we could consider giving both nonprofit free of charge for the park facilities. It's on your agenda this evening to discuss. Let's see, we're going to be reviewing the 2020 Parks Master Plan over the next year, looking for any improvements or recommendations for the city parks. It's an agenda item on each meeting. We're continuing to meet our monthly meetings to keep continuing progress and flowing as we go through any park issues that might arise. If you have any questions or suggestions you would like to see come out of that, please let me know, and we'll make sure and add it to the agenda. The last Music in the Park concert is on October 25th, and we've had fantastic attendance this last fall season. It's been amazing. So we'll take a break, and we'll come back in the spring. And that's all I've got. Didn't miss great questions from me.
Are you soliciting community input for the park plan review?
Yes, definitely. Yes.
And how are you doing that?
We'll ask you, Sandra, and we'll put it out on the agendas coming forward. We had a good attendance at the last meeting as well. Yeah.
Website in place already to solicit public input?
Or specifically?
Yeah, like
For the park, yeah.
No, not as of now, but we can.
Okay.
That'd probably be the best way.
Right. Okay. Anything else? Anybody else?
Thank you. Thank you. All right. Moving on. Number 3, consent agenda items. All of the following items are considered to be routine by the city council. There will be no separate discussion on these items and will be enacted with one motion. Items may be removed by any council member by making such request prior to a motion and vote. 3A, consider approval of the special city council meeting minutes from September 4th, 2025. Consider approval of the regular city council meeting minutes from September 9th, 2025, and consider approval of the regular city council meeting minutes from September 23, 2025.
Madam Mayor, I reviewed those minutes and I didn't find any errors or omissions.
I didn't see anything.
So we need a motion to approve.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes.
And a
I'll
second.
second that.
Okay, thank you. All right. I'm gonna take it to vote. All in favor? Aye. All right. Regular agenda items. 4A, discussion and consider an ordinance of the city council of the city of Bulverde, Texas, granting a park special use permit to His Center to conduct a turkey trot 5K run at the Bulverde Community Park on November 27th, 2025.
All right, Mayor and members of City Council, before I get into discussing this item and the next one, I want to clarify some confusion surrounding fees for special events. And the parks reservation process and the park special use permit process are separate processes. So if you want to go and reserve the gazebo or one of the pavilions at the park or you pay a reservation fee online, and those fees are established by ordinance. The park special use permits don't have fees unless they're imposed through the park special use permit ordinance. So if somebody, technically they don't have to ask for a waiver of fees because fees are not applicable unless the Parks Board recommends that they be applied or the council chooses to apply them. As far as I know, that's only happened once in the whole history of us doing this. So there are some references in the application to requesting a waiver of fees. There's not actually any fees imposed. So I just wanted to clarify that. So the first item we have up is the Turkey Trot 5K run. As most of y'all are aware, this has been happening, going on for several years. The Parks Board recommended approval. I'll be happy to answer any questions that the council may have. And the representative of the applicant, not tonight, or on the board. But this is a pretty routine request. Do they have any questions for me?
It's pretty,
20 years.
yeah.
Well, the park's been around for, how long has the park been? 12 years?
Yeah.
12 years, so. Well, no, you're right, it existed in a different form before that, so I'm not sure.
The current park as you know it.
5 years, okay, 5 years from there.
That's a youngster.
I move we, approve the park special use permit to Biz Center to conduct the 5K run at the Orange Community Park on November 27th, 2025.
Second.
All right, right, all ready for vote for that? Does anybody have anything to add? Nope. Okay, all in favor? Aye. Okay. Moving on, 4B, discussion and consider an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Bulverde, Texas, granting a park special use permit to Provisions A25-35 outreach to conduct a holiday hunger 5K run and walk at the Bulverde Community Park on December 6th, 2025.
Another holiday tradition, again, using the park as a staging ground. Most of the activities take place outside the park. Have y'all got any questions for me?
The only question I had is where is there parking? I noticed the one before the parking was really detailed, but I'm not, where is there over parking?
We always work a little bit, Mr. Mayor.
It's the applicant.
Work a little bit.
Thank you. My only question. Anybody else have a question? Nope. No, good. I'll make a motion that we approve, the ordinances. We approve a special use permit to Provisions A25-35 outreach to conduct a holiday hunger 5K run and walk at the Bulverde Community Park on December 6th, 2025.
Second. You got it.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'll just call that H2. All in favor? Aye. Okay. All right, moving on. 4C. Discuss and consider approval of a resolution nominating candidates for the Comal Appraisal District Board of Directors election for the year 2026.
Mayor and Council, this is a resolution for nominations for 2 positions on the Comal Appraisal District, which are 4-year terms that will begin January 2026. In the past, council has not typically nominated for the official ballot, which will be considered in November. But I wanted to provide council the opportunity should you wish to make a nomination for that official ballot. The 2 current directors, Mr. Tyler and Mr. Long, are not seeking reappointment. The eligibility requirements are in the packet, but generally the individual must be a resident of Comal County and cannot be an employee of the taxing unit. Should you want to or desire to make a nomination, I must do so by resolution and by October 15th. Do you have any questions?
I have nobody to nominate.
I don't.
Council does not, there's no requirement that council act on
Do
it.
we have applicants that have submit anything? So
We put it on, it was on the website, wasn't it?
For this is generally, in the past, council has not presented nominations for the official ballot.
Yeah, we normally vote on the, yeah.
But typically the same individuals will rerun in this time since they're not
Because there's nobody there.
I wouldn't even know.
I wouldn't know.
Flip a coin?
I think Chris.
Yeah. No. I know.
Oh, so there's no requirement that you act on this.
Any money coming in.
If
No, I
we
would
choose to take no action, do we need to make a motion to take no action?
I don't believe so, city attorney.
No.
Okay, no action.
All right,
Okay, then the next, oh, go ahead, Mayor, sorry.
all right. For the discuss and consider approval of resolution casting in ballot the Texas Municipal League TML Region 7 Board of Directors election.
Okay, again, this is an item, this is a resolution to cast the city of Old Verdi's official vote for TML's Region 7 Directors election. Region 7 is, comprises the city of Old Verdi and is currently represented by Mayor Pro Tem Joel Hicks of Cibolo. As you can see on the official ballot, there are two new individuals who are running or who are on the official ballot. Councilmember Ed Stimix of Live Oak and Councilmember Norma Sanchez Stevens of Cibolo. Ballots have to be passed by a majority of the governing body, so therefore I presented it as a resolution today, should you wish to cast that official ballot. It must be done by October 23rd.
I actually would like to cast that. I've met both of these.
Yeah, I'd like to
persons.
move for Ed Simmons.
I'd actually like to.
Oh.
Hold up, hold up. So how do we have to go about this? So
It just has to be a majority of the governing body.
So I guess we can vote.
Let's go down the line.
Who wants to vote for it?
I'll vote for Ed.
We good.
Okay, so then I'll entertain a motion in a second for.
Well,
So, we have a nomination and a vote for Ed Simic. Okay, and we, how are we gonna
I'll make a motion.
Yeah, there you
Okay, I'll make a motion that we nominate or vote for Ed Simic for Region 7 Director candidate.
I second that.
All right. Okay. All in favor? We had a vote?
Aye.
Thank you.
So, public comments, not related to Christian.
We have one more. Good night.
Oh, did I miss something? 40, sorry. Discuss and consider approval of a resolution of the City Council on the City of Bulverde, Texas, amending rules of procedure for the City Council in accordance with section 2.14 of the City Charter.
Mayor, members of council, there's been a number of procedural changes over the last few months for the way council conducts business. This is mainly a housekeeping measure to bring the formal set of council rules into alignment with those changes. I'm just going to really briefly run through them. The first one is simply a recognition that you now have 2 regular meetings every month. The second one requires applicants to provide all the information that they're going to present to the council at the time that the council packet is prepared, so that you're not seeing anything the night of the meeting. The third change, again, has to do with that, and we also are requiring now that all information has to be provided. If it's provided electronically, it's got to be provided either by email or a download link. We're not going to accept thumb drive, flash drives, any kind of data medium from third parties anymore for IT security purposes. We also, staff's recommending that we add clarification to or establish a time limit for presentations to council. Most of the changes that we've seen have been geared towards increasing the efficiency of these meetings. And the only open-ended thing we still have is that applicants are not constrained. Staff is recommending a 25-minute limit on presentations. Of course, the mayor retains the flexibility to extend that. And of course, council can establish a different limit if you feel that that's warranted. We also clarified that once an applicant's made their presentation and we've moved to the public comments section, that they're no longer able to participate and, argue with the people or make further unless presentation to council unless they're responding to an inquiry from the council. With that, I'll be happy to take any questions you might have.
Any questions? Councilman Hayes?
I had one question I was just curious about. When we're talking about the submitting information, does that just apply to the applicant? For example, a citizen shows up, they have something they want to talk about, they have something they want to hand out. Does this address that? Or
right now, citizens are allowed to speak
We haven't allowed them to distribute materials or make presentations electronically, if my memory serves.
I've had lots of, they've handed out stuff, people come around and.
Well, and over time, I don't know, has that happened recently? I don't know. I thought we maybe weren't doing that anymore, but I'm not.
I just didn't know if that would be something we should address in here, if that's gonna be our goal, so we know.
If you'd
You
like.
thinking about things not related to the agenda or things related to an agenda?
Yeah,
item?
what exactly are you?
Well, even if it is related to an agenda item. So for example, there's an agenda item, somebody from the public shows up to speak on it, they sign up to speak for it at that time, and then they have handouts. Is that materials that they need to submit?
No, they would need to submit it if they're gonna. This is not, this I think is okay, it's their proclamation, their month. And I think that this is okay. I don't think it is good enough for a person that's gonna come in here and talk and have their 3 minutes to present us something at the last minute item. They can go through the route that we have established in the city to be able to do that.
I just didn't know if we need some clarification to have that.
Well, it's a fair question, because we're getting very granular with.
I'm okay with everything except the time limit. I don't think 25 minutes is enough time.
It can be extended.
As discretion, but I don't want a hard line, 25 minutes.
Well, yeah, we have the discretion. If we're gonna keep, if you wanna answer questions, we can establish it.
Yeah, but that's up to the chair.
Is that 25 minutes for the presentation or 25 minutes for the entire agenda item?
No.
It's for the presentation. Now, it says that after the presentation, they can address council questions. There's no limit on the amount of response to questions they receive from council.
So,
And-
25 minutes for the documentation.
Basically,
Yes.
and then,
That should be.
a good reason to extend it might be if they do get interrupted numerous times during their 25 minutes by members of council, then that might be good grounds to extend their time. But, yeah, there's not a limit on any responses to council inquiries.
Is it 25 minutes an arbitrary number that hip pocket, or is that based on any objective data, like timing previous meetings that were considered long?
No, it's based on, my personal experience that would accommodate the majority of presentations but I didn't sit down with a stopwatch and
Is this objectively based, or is this arbitrary? Sounds like it is, but it's based on your previous experience.
Right.
Not diminishing you.
But I mean, this is a conversation point. If council wants to pick a different number. you got
Well, I
some-
was at a P&Z meeting the other night, and the applicant's presentation went for an hour and 30 minutes, which is an extremely long time. It shouldn't go that long. But, even without the 25-minute hard line, the chair of the council still has the discretion to tell them to speed it up or slow it down. You don't need a hard line to just have them get through their presentation.
I
You
think
gotta
that-
run
I
the
think
meeting.
that's some kind of
Gotta have
baseline, and then we can extend if,
Yeah,
if
we can
we're
extend
getting into it, and we want to hear more.
I think it would be good if you are gonna limit
I
people,
know, but
to
I
let
like
them
that.
know coming in. Council expects this to be a 25-minute presentation, because we have people might put an hour-and-a-half presentation in the packet just to show up and be told, nah.
Right.
So should that belong in the application speak, or should that belong in the chart?
I'm sorry, sir?
The information saying that our expectation is that your presentation doesn't run longer than 25 minutes. That are better at home on the application to.
Well, the application doesn't have any authority. This is the only thing that has any authority to limit that.
But that authority is already vested in the chair, if I'm not mistaken.
I mean, to limit the questions, emotion that somebody would have, I don't know. It's not written anywhere that the chair can say, you're done now, and just pick a time limit without it.
You run the meeting.
I think this is where you're gonna run it. This is your expectation of 25 minutes for them to do that. That way they're forewarned that it's 25 minutes. I understand what Danny's trying to say here, is that this is what they're, doesn't mean it's only gonna last 25 minutes, because we still have the right to continue to ask questions, and they have a right to continue to answer. Right?
I agree.
And I just think that what they're asking for is, a time limit of, 25 minutes, so that they are forewarned when they come in here. I have a 25-minute presentation. Okay, let's say it goes over 5 minutes, right? Do you think I'm gonna cut them off on those last 5 minutes?
No, I'm not saying you would.
And I don't think anybody else would. Plus, we're gonna add our questions, correct? And we have lots of questions most of the time on all of these items, and it may go another 3 minutes.
Yeah, but I'm just gonna look at the city charter before the minute.
Well, I mean, we will tell people, if it's established here, we'll add it to the application and let people know. And they can still present any number of slides in the packet, but
So,
it's gonna be, you need to pick your favorite ones for the.
so I don't want an applicant to skim through his packet, not present the whole thing, because there's a lot of people in the public that don't read the agenda beforehand, they just show up to the meeting. So I think that this services our citizens by not having the full brunt of the packet in front of them. So.
I have a question, and this may not be the right vehicle to address the concern, so tell me if that's the case, but I know that in the past, applicants have gone through the P and Z process, and P and Z has provided some feedback. P and Z as an advisory board then makes a recommendation to council, and between the P and Z meeting and the council meeting, the packet gets modified in some way. And so in response, I think, to P and Z comments or suggestions.
Right.
Is it appropriate for us to look at, in connection with that 25-minute limit, if we're having to consider new information? In other words, we're preparing in part by watching the P and Z meetings to help, or at least I am, and I know others here are. If we're watching the P and Z meeting and something changes, then we're having to consider new information.
Well, it shouldn't change, except to pare down or be less. But there shouldn't be new information between P and Z and council. If a developer comes in and asks for 4 things and P and Z recommends 3 and they amend their application to take that 4th thing away, then it's less and it can go. But if they add something, then it's got to be redone, which is why
Does it go back to P and Z then? And do we have that documented somewhere? Here's why I ask. My recollection, and I could be completely wrong about this, is that applicants have modified their packages in response to a P and Z recommendation. I think, you should maybe pare this down or separate this piece out or whatever. So the package that council looks at is not identical to the package that P and Z has considered.
100% that happens.
it should only be a reduction.
Okay.
It should be less information than P and Z. If they're adding things, it should be routed back through the process.
And where is that memorialized for applicants?
I don't know that it's written down to that level of granularity, but staff has the authority, the city manager has the authority to set the agendas for both P and Z and council. So that's when we.
But how can we set that expectation for applicants, right? You go to P and Z, don't make any changes to the packet until council has looked at it. Is this the appropriate document to address that, or?
I don't know, because it's.
Wait, so in here, they also now have to present it 5 days if they're gonna make changes to anything,
No,
right?
they just.
So we would know about it because they're not just gonna be able to walk in here with their USB anymore and say, hey, plug this in. So the only presentation we're gonna have is their original presentation, unless they walk in to change it the 5 days prior, and then they're gonna get sent back to P and Z.
There's differences between the formal application, maybe their presentation, right? If they don't change their application, but maybe they change their presentation, then that's not going to.
Understood, understood.
And that's what it's.
Okay,
Yes.
okay. Thanks for clarifying.
Certainly.
And you feel this is necessary?
No,
Your
sir, I'm
perspective.
recommending that you consider it. I'm not saying it's necessary.
Because this impacts you and the staff here. It's something that's going to benefit y'all and improve morale for y'all to have lesser meetings or shorter meetings, efficient meetings. You feel this is necessary?
It's not necessary. It's on top. It's on trend for the way we've been conducting meetings the last 6 months or so.
Okay.
And we've had complaints from the public during some of these meetings. The applicant got to speak for an hour and a half. I only get to speak for 3 minutes. The applicant got to respond to things. I did not, trying to hold the applicant and the public to similar standards, while also establishing a standard rule that we can hold everybody to with no, equal treatment problems. We let that guy speak for an hour. We cut you off in 15 minutes. That kind of stuff.
Yeah, I think 25 minutes is a good starting point. I mean, I've seen dissertation and business plans that they give you a 25-minute, like, I mean, get to the point. It's 25 minutes.
You want to come to the
Yeah.
board,
And you hit your highlights and make your case. You got 25 minutes to do it. Now, granted, if it's asking for 15 variances, you know, it might need to go a little longer, but I mean, 25 minutes is a fair starting point, I think. I mean, because an hour and a half for an hour and 40 minutes is just ridiculous, I think. And it's not fair to the public. I think the public should speak first because we're here for the public, not for the developers.
And we are seeing increased traffic, more items on agendas, more meetings now because we're having more items on agendas. If you have 3 or 4 of these items on an agenda,
That's a 2-hour meeting before we even.
before we even
Ask
got to the public, before we've asked questions, and that's just would be the minimal.
And then you lose half the public because they're not gonna
Yeah.
sit anymore.
Yeah.
They did that through the last
Hey,
one.
Mike, is this on par with other municipalities that are of similar size and growing? They have that live in their charter? Or?
It wouldn't be in the charter.
This is an ordinance.
Yeah,
This is a council rules, resolution.
It's part of this year council meetings.
This is not a law.
It does reference a charter.
Yeah.
It does talk about, because certain things in the charter are just mentioned here.
The charter says we have to create rules for how we use this.
It just says a procedure according to the charter.
So, but
I still think 25 minutes is
this
not
is all
enough
rolled
time.
up in this annex, or what is this? So this whole thing is all rolled up with this.
So this is, Exhibit A is a resolution, a city council resolution, which is not a law like an ordinance is. It's not something that would be criminally enforced or legally enforced. It's just the rules of procedure that are followed by the chair and the council during their meetings.
Yeah, with that being said, so disorderly behavior, council shall be deemed guilty of disrupting a meeting. That language.
Well, that mirrors state law. That, even if we took that out, it still exists.
I mean,
So
there's certain language in here that does need to be removed. I just don't understand why it was here. Why would we say that they're deemed guilty? We don't have that authority. We're not judges.
the mayor does have that authority under state law during a meeting to find somebody has violated created a disruption. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm just telling you what's on the books.
I'm learning. I appreciate it. I just saw that and I was blown away that that would live in this.
It's a Class B
Point of
misdemeanor.
order.
Point of order. Yeah. Again, we didn't create that. It's just, it's been used here before, so, in the distant past. And these rules have been in effect since 2016. The document you have is the same except for the things I highlighted. So it's not the whole thing is not.
Did I misread it? I'm sorry. I was poking around. I couldn't find it. I thought this was a new attachment.
No, this is an amendment to the existing rules.
Existing rules of procedure.
I just don't like, the chair having authority for an applicant's presentation. I don't think that's very transparent. If we do, it needs to be like an hour. So, 45 minutes an hour.
And then we have,
Well, I know, but
then
25
we have
minutes
3
is not
items.
state law.
There are 4 items, you know, it's a 5-hour, 6-hour meeting.
Yeah, well, you had discretion to let citizens speak longer, but we cut them off part line at 3 minutes, so.
Well, that's
I think-
pretty standard, 3 minutes.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear Mike's answer to the question about whether this was standard. Is it customary for cities to limit applicant time?
I've seen it in those cities that have rules of procedure. I have seen limits in place.
Is
So,
this limit?
how long? I've seen everything from 15 minutes to 30 minutes, rarely beyond 30 minutes.
And if we find that this is not working, we're constantly having to extend or that it's disruptive, we can circle back and change
can
this.
come
It's a
back.
resolution, it's not.
Correct.
I think all we're doing is setting expectations.
I think it's too.
Yeah, I mean, I just.
I think we're just setting the expectation that let's get this concise, let's not ramble for an hour and a half when something could be done in 30 minutes.
Yeah.
And if we get into the presentation and there's more and we're like, hey, wow, we really need more on this and more on this, they're gonna get that time because that's gonna be a question from the chair. It's just the initial, you know, PowerPoint or whatever where they're going through talking about it. I don't think we're limiting them. I think we're just saying your initial phase, let's keep it to this.
Focus.
Yeah. And we're supporting the staff.
Everything we've been doing lately
like I
is
said,
for official.
All right, so
Do we need to vote on this?
I'll make a
Yes.
motion, that, we approve a resolution of the city council of the city of Bulverde, Texas, amending rules of procedure for the city council according to section 2.4 of the city charter. And it's a package, right? Or do I have to?
Approving the resolution amending the rules of procedure.
That's what you said. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I second.
Okay. Hayes and Hayes. Okay, we'll do that in vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye. I'm just gonna abstain.
And
Opposed?
motion passes. Okay, all right. We'll move on to public comments not related to posted agenda items. Huh? No, yeah, I have nothing, no, so we'll open and close it at 7:38.
So where is the? It's just our internal rules.
Okay,
This is the first time I'm seeing this, and I thought I saw it as a whole new document, which is why I abstained. Because I didn't get, I was looking at it, this was going to be.
Just a yellow.
yeah, we close. We can't.
Behind
All right.
others.
Okay, all right, so, number 6, reports by elected officials and city staff on items of community. In accordance with section 551.0415 of the government code, topics discussed in the item are limited to expression of thanks, congratulations, or condolence. Information regarding holiday schedules, an honorary or salutary recognition of a public official, public employee, or other citizen, a reminder about an upcoming event organized or sponsored by the governing body, information regarding a social, ceremonial, or community event, and announcements involving an imminent threat to the public health and safety of people in the political subdivision that has arisen after the posting of the agenda.
Madam Mayor,
Yes,
We're
Chief.
doing our annual Halloween event, over the last time on Halloween this year. I have 30 issues about that.
Great.
Planet
Thank you.
Fitness on which day?
On Halloween.
On Halloween. At what time? I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
I believe we're starting at 5:30.
that's an event, right, where all businesses kind of come out and do a little trick or treating.
It's a well.
Great. Okay, it's gonna be a Planet Fitness in that parking lot. Great. Anything else?
Big trash day.
Huh?
Big
Big
trash.
Big trash day. It's October 24th.
This Saturday.
This Saturday.
Yeah.
This Saturday.
We got it posted on. Supposed to be the drug take back also, got a message today from DEA, government shutdown, temporarily postponed.
Hold on.
You need your trash.
Big trash day. What items do they not take? I got that.
There's a list.
Yeah, there's a list, hazardous materials, not refrigerators,
They have to be tagged, right? They have to have all the free on.
Yeah, any of the, have a paper saying the free on order.
Construction materials, they don't take used construction.
Do we have that list posted somewhere for the public?
Yeah,
Okay.
you do.
Okay.
They take a lot of stuff.
Take a look.
Okay. Also,
We do have shred days.
Yeah.
Saturday morning.
Yeah.
9 to 12.
And where's that?
Bill Brown.
Yeah, it's another good one.
okay. Right. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy
birthday.
birthday.
Birthday. Get to go home early today.
All right. Anything else?
No, man, I need to sleep.
Anything else? Anybody have any other comments? All right, we'll adjourn our meeting at 7:47 up there? 7:41. 7:41. Okay, thank you. That was a glare on.
Danny, help me understand. Because I feel broadsided by this. whole new.
Should have been given to you when you were elected.
I just found out.
Oh, actually, apparently the orientation wasn't great, but I never got to Queen City. Wow.
Can we?
I got one.
You were.
Oh.
Your blessing.
Okay, that's.
No form.
Right there?
Oh, no form.
Yeah, yeah, contact.
So who do I get guidance from legally?
Taking it all.
Let's go with that.
I want to welcome you to Alberta.
Hey, I don't know what's up with this computer. It might be on.
I think so, I think we need to.
Yeah, that's. Okay, which one, the little one? Mine kept shut down.
What is it?
I think I need to get the. So that's kind of the problem.
It never does it from their people tonight. Very good, okay.
Yeah, you called it.
We,
Take care. Oh, wow.
I went by, Old Burn Road.
Oh, we didn't take action on that. I know, that's one of, yeah, okay, that one's no.
How are you doing, DJ?
This one we did,
So I'm gonna attach the ballot that I broke to the check mark.
Sweat over there.
And,
Y'all make me sweat over here.
I don't need to sign any of this, right?
yes, you can sign that as the mayor.
Okay, so I'm signing here.
And I can fill it out, you just sign it, yes.
Yeah, from slice of birthday cake and
Yeah.
glass of red.
Happy birthday, by the way.
Thank you. That was a real surprise to find out it was Charlie Kirk's birthday too.
Oh, real?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. They gave him the presidential medal of the freedom. Yeah. today.
Here.
He gave it to his wife, which I thought was really appropriate.
Oh, okay. All right, ma'am, you are all taken care of. Thank you. How are you?
Miss A, how in the world?
I am doing just wonderful.
Congratulate you for being elected mayor.
Thank
I
you.
don't know what to say. I want to meet with you sometime.
Okay,
I am an urban regional planner and architect.
okay.
And so I do think